All right, so on March 1st of 2022, the VA's saying that, I did these CMP exams that day and I did these x-rays, and it's like, I didn't, y'all. I went to the Dayton VA. I did a hearing test. I thought it was a tinnitus test, and left. And but some things are to take note from this is that, they say, right here on the report, I have it highlighted: pain between shoulder blades all the way down both legs, pain increasing. So that's a totally true statement. But there's just a couple of things that I don't really, like about this, and some also, like, some unknowns is, like, where it says reason for study, right? It says CMP with like a little z. CMP little z looks like 02.89 eval for OA, comma, deformity, comma, others. And then it, okay, so it looks like the reason for study and the clinical history are the same, but I don't know what that means. I mean, obviously CMP, comp, and pension, but I don't know. It's just one of those things I've never been able to figure out. And then this is another thing. This is janky. Is that a lot? There's quite a bit of my paperwork that says this thing down here. You see how it's kind of being covered up, but it says something like opt out. I have some sheets where there's nothing covering it, and it basically opt out not defined is what it says down here. Opt out not defined. And it's like, I don't, in all reality, I don't really know what that means. I have a feeling that it means that the form isn't very legit and it's trying to reject it. That's what I feel like. But, as to say exactly what it means, I don't know. But I can say that, anybody who had medical records and are trying to get better probably wouldn't want that on the bottom of, the pages in their medical records. I'll say that, so. I think that this should be notated also, is that the first physical therapy, anything that I did, was massage therapy. And my first appointment was on this right here, this March 16th. So this is way before I knew what workers' comp was or anything like that. And so I was going to the VA for treatment for pain, right, between my shoulder blades, and my legs and feet were bothering me. It's way worse now. And then you have a little bit different signatures, which is a going trend with all my paperwork. These signatures are just slightly different. See the MT here and the MT here? It's different, but it's the same form, right? Same form, okay? See that? March 21st? March 21st, right? Same form, different signature. So I don't really know what's going on there, but whatever. But still between shoulder regions and legs, okay? This is on 316. Okay, so 316 said between shoulders, between the shoulders, okay? Client has pain in thoracic region, 321. 4-1, client has pain in the thoracic region. 4-5, client has pain in the thoracic and neck region today. 4-12 of 22. I mean, this is before it wasn't until right here, because I filed on 418. But anyways, 412, client has pain in the same region of the thoracic. 415, pain is low. 4 is stomach pain that is radiating into the thoracic region of the back. So thoracic region still, okay? 422, client has pain in the same place. He's probably getting tired of saying thoracic region. Should I know the feeling, lady? 426, client has pain in the thoracic region. Wow. So, I mean, as you can see, okay, I went to all these damn appointments, and I ain't talking about no lower back, nothing. Let's go to this medical release. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. So, this was a part of my evidence, as you can see over here. Yeah, some of my files are uploaded upside down. It's stupid. But I've already proven that this signature right here, it's not mine. So this entire medical release form is fraudulent, unfortunately. Sucks. Looks like it has what does that say? March 27th. Can't I go up there? The very top, March 27, 23. Yeah. It's crazy. Crazy crooked. So I'm in my chart, and I'm in like the appointment section. And on May 2nd, it says here that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different visits. I mean, to me, it should have it all under one, but anyways, so there's 4, all right, and I'll just click on them. The after visit summaries. Hospital outpatient visit with unknown provider. Okay. So that was the very bottom one. So same thing, hospital visit with, okay. And then it says a diagnosis of right shoulder pain. That's not a correct diagnosis. I went there for freaking back x-rays. The hell? Like spine x-rays. Once again, another bad diagnosis, right shoulder pain. And the very top one. Wow. It's the same thing, right shoulder pain. And it also didn't have a what hospital outpatient visit with. Where? Okay, but still, I mean, look, the diagnosis is wrong. That's for sure. I say that like my physical therapy paperwork was is fraudulent, this is what I'm referring to. So this is 5/25 of 2022, May 25th. Okay, this Brooke K at 9:45 a.m. First of all, it's not signed, it's not dated. All right. This was my initial appointment with them. So there's the date, May 25th of 2022. Evaluation at Lima Rehab Center. Okay. And you see the date here, date of evaluation, 5/25 of 22. It does, ironically, have a good diagnosis for me, though, which is thoracic spine, because I was complaining about pain between my shoulder blades, not lower back pain. So, great, but keep going. Apparently, I tolerated well. Something about posture. I read this in the past. It's been a while, but I don't really necessarily agree with it, if I remember right. But okay, so it's not signed at the very top for my evaluation, and remember this date of evaluation, 5/25. Okay, so I go back, and then I go to my next physical therapy, which was they're saying that these were at Walpock. So, but it's this is my physical therapy paperwork. So you see discharge summary on 6/3, okay, by Kristen S. I guess the progress notes. Six three. Okay, Walpock Canetta, YMCA. But look at this on the paperwork right here. Date of evaluation, 5/25 of 22. Okay, but it clearly says that this appointment date was on 6/3, okay, of 22. But the paperwork is still 5/25 of 22. And also right here it says, see that on the other one it said first visit of 10 progress note. This one says second visit of 10 progress note, right? So there is a difference. But the paperwork, this thing stayed exactly the same. Nothing changes on here except for this appointment progress. Went from first visit to second visit, and that's it. Okay. I guess we could look at the after visit summary. Okay, so the after visit summary was Shane Top. All right. And then this is my last physical therapy with them. Another note, Walpock Canetta, YMCA, C67, date 67. Date of evaluation 5/25. So what they did is all they did was they see visit number 3 of 10, right? So this is so they're noticing that these appointments are going. They're clearly stating that this is the third appointment of 10. I do have 3 appointments on here. Like this history of illness, this isn't correct. I never said this. Reports he's had back pain for years. Something was, hurt in the military. Yada yada. It's like, no, this kind of crap right here, I didn't say this. Okay. See, and this is another thing right here, is that if you take the one, okay, if you take the 1, 2, if you take the first 2 sentences off of this HPI report, okay, then it's true. But this first patient reports that his back is that he has had back pain for years. Patient, and then the second sentence says patient reports that he hurt his back when in the military. That's not what I said to these people. But then if you read the third sentence, it says patient reports that he works construction and has had more pain with working this job. Patient reports he was working and he hurt himself at work last October. Now that's a totally true statement. So it's just like it's kind of like they got this note and then they just added a couple sentences to the top of it which totally contradict. I mean, it's like, look, so apparently, quote unquote, apparently I said I've had back pain for years and that I heard it back in the military. And then the next sentence after that says that I reported that I work construction with working this job. Okay, so I take that back. The first three sentences I don't agree with, but if you do after that, so the fourth sentence right here, patient reports that he was working and he hurt himself at work last October. So the fourth sentence then totally contradicts with the first sentence. So the first sentence, I'll read it right here. Patient reports that he has had back pain for years. He reports that he hurt his back in the military. Sorry. So the first two sentences. And then you go down to the fourth sentence. Patient reports that he was working and hurt himself at work. So it's kind of like, let me keep going though. Patient reports that his mid back pain will radiate down to his legs. Patient reports that he has a tingling sensation in the bottom of his feet, still do to this day. Patient reports he doesn't know if this is related or not. Okay, I probably said that because I don't know how the fucking body works, but I know that my feet started tingling once I hurt my back. Patient reports pain with lifting and walking. Patient reports that pain with when lying on his back. Patient reports that if he takes a full breath, it hurts. That's true. Patient reports he had an x-ray done that did not show any abnormalities. So, really, if you take this from, whenever patient reports that I was, hurt at work last October, that all the way down, to me is legit. But it's just to me, it's like somebody just added in, whatever. Go all the way down. So this was by Kristen. But still, though, I mean, this is the big thing right here is that this date of evaluation right here at the bottom of the screen, 5/25/22. They recognize that this is the third appointment, and these daily notes, or what have you. They never. It's all the same exact thing. It never changes. So stupid. After visit note. Okay. Oh, June 7th. Okay, yeah, that's the same. Yeah, June 7th. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. So yeah, no, it's just not legit. Why is this on 6/3? Normal to have 4 after visit summaries for one medical visit. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on 6/24, I have 4 after visit summaries. That's just bizarre to me. This is Dr. Black, and he was my BWC doctor. Okay, and it's got a date down here of May 15th of 2022. And if you follow this up here, I also highlight, see, and just to tell you, these are here because my social was on this paper. So I'm just trying to protect what what identity I have left. But it says, how did you hear about us? And then I have an arrow going up where it says kind of like referring physician, because as I was filling this out, I was going down, and it says right here, my lawyer Plunkett. Okay, which is kind of important that I put that, and then how did you hear about us? Oh, well, and then I have this arrow going up. So I heard about this doctor from my law firm, Hockman and Plunkett. Okay, and it's dated 5/15 of 2022. In fact, if you look close, okay, I'll zoom in. If you look real close, you can see where it's kind of, it kind of looks like there was something else there at one point. Like this said something else, right? Or had something else there. So I'll zoom back out. All right. And then on same thing on this page. It says 5/15 of 22. Okay. And I highlighted this because it says, when did your symptoms begin? And this thing is marked out. But if you notice on this page, you see where I marked it out right here, and then I initialed it CB, right? And then also right here, so see how I marked this out? I did mark this out, right? And then I put my initials, CB. So everywhere where I'm marking stuff out, I'm putting my initials next to it so that you know that it's me that did it. That's why I do that, right? The CB, right? But right here where this thing is marked out, it didn't have any initials next to it, which is a red flag for me. But I looked really close, and it says ironworking underneath here because I was hurt October 25th of 2021 whenever I was ironworking. Okay. Now, this is something that I don't remember filling out per se. I just don't. And I really don't know all the rules about this page, but it looks like it's not even completed all the way. But I mean, obviously this isn't my handwriting. Let's see how nice and neat it is. I mean, this does look like my handwriting. It's just I just don't remember doing this. And it's got some fact stuff, but here's the deal. It's got this same 5/15 to 22, right? So, and then you can see where it's like, I guess they had started to write something, but this is one document from Hockman and Plunkett. This is, I've been, on my earlier videos, I argued that they backdated our agreement, okay? But really, I signed with them a few weeks after this date right here. Okay, I want to say like the middle of June is whenever I signed with them. But right here it has a date of 5/31 of 22, right? And then this is how I was able to prove that it wasn't me that signed this document, which by the way was updated in the icon system on 7/25 at 1:18 p.m. right? Uploaded through icon on this date. Okay, this new agreement, and that's because I didn't sign this, and I was able to prove that through the handwriting specialist. But let's just for humor, okay, 5/31 and 22, right, according to this document, which really, I did this a few weeks later, but anyways. So even but just for conversational purposes, even if I did, okay, sign with them on 531, then how did I go to on 515, right? If they're the ones that hooked me up, which by the way, I got on with this law firm, and then this law firm sent me to this doctor, Dr. Black. Okay, that's exactly how this happened. But according to this, it happened the opposite, where apparently I'm saying that my lawyer, Hawkman, and I'm saying Plunkett, but Hawkman and Plunkett, right? My law firm dated for 515 of 22. This is stupid. And so I didn't I didn't put that. I didn't put that date. We got together. Now and I'll say this, I went to this appointment with this guy either on 6/22, 6/23, or 6/24. So sometime between the 24th, or I'm sorry, the June 24th of 2022, somewhere between June 22nd of 2022 and June 24th of 2022 is whenever I went to this appointment, okay? So somewhere between June 22nd and 24 is whenever I went. And so it says the last appointment or examination is on 6/13, right? And then he says that the follow-up was on 7/12. I do remember going to both of these appointments, okay? Now, what I don't necessarily remember is having a follow-up with him after this date, right? I don't remember ever going to that, so this actually looks kind of correct. But everything that happened on this appointment was canceled by whenever I went to my first hearing, if I remember correctly. But I'll say this, on my follow-up appointment, which this guy, I'm telling you, he was a good doctor. I mean, he really was. He was a really, really, really good doctor. He was one of the best I had. But I do remember on my follow-up with him, on our second appointment, we didn't do anything physical therapy wise. Okay, we all that happened on that second appointment was that he couldn't see me while my claim was in hearing because it had been denied by my MCO. Okay, and I remember walking in. I was like waiting. I don't even, he didn't even put his hands on me. We just had a conversation, and that was it. And I asked him. I said, "Look, I'm going through some bad stuff right now. Please help me." And he said, "I'll do what I can." But I mean, these were our first appointment was a legit appointment. He scheduled MRIs. He seemed like a genuine guy, and I was like, physical therapy, so on and so forth. And he seemed like a straight shooter, and I liked him on this first date. But it was unfortunate that I went to my second appointment with him for him to just tell me that that he couldn't see me anymore. I mean, like I said. And so that was about it. And then I never did see him again. So in all reality, I only had really one real appointment, which was my initial with this guy. And right here is my MCO with Mid Ohio Comp. Right here's my MCO canceling. Let me back that a little bit. Canceling. So it says that this was sent on 6/22, or maybe this is the date requested. Okay, 6/22, so that was the same date. As I'm pretty sure that appointment happened on 6/22. Okay, but it says amended approval, see attached letter. And I've never figured this out. Withdrawn per Bobby's request. Doctor's office DT claim is currently in hearing status. So it's being denied because it's in hearing status, and says withdrawn. There is a little X right here. And then denied, claim is in hearing, and this is from Jessica. And she sent this, I'm assuming she sent this on okay, so my appointment happened on the 22nd, and then she sent this the following day from Minuteman Ohio Comp. This is whenever they changed my accepted injury location. That sucked, man. I never found out about this. I never knew, and they did it at this Lima office, and like the guy that did it, supposedly he's a claim specialist or I don't know, medical record specialist with the BWC. Is what I figured out, and like his phone number's 999-99999. It's just super shady. But what sucks is that they never told me about this. So, I put in this first report of injury for pain. I put very specifically mid upper back between shoulder blades is where I put it. And, within 2 weeks for them to pull this crap on me using falsified records. I mean, these records I've been able to disprove too. This is not legit, man. This is totally messed up. But, they CC'd M&W contractors, but they said that they mailed this. I never got this at all. I wasn't and I sure as hell wasn't represented whenever this happened. But so on June 20th, this is my MCO, and she's basically saying that after review of the claim is only allowed for strain of muscle tendon of lower back lumbar, right? And this is, okay. So this was sent to my that guy, that Dr. Black. Okay, so this was sent to my physical therapist, and I think that this is kind of important to know, like who's CC'd. Obviously I made this and put this. But what's CC down here? Dr. Black, Dominique, which was my my claim specialist, and then M&W Contracting was CC'd on this. I wasn't CC'd on this. In fact, and I guess like they're basically they tried to backdate this, and well, they tried to backdate my initial appointment from whenever it was, which was around 7/22 to 7/15, which was like a week or so prior. And the only thing that I can figure on that, because I was like, while I'm thinking about this stuff, right, and I'm noticing this, it's like, well, why would they do that? That's like one of the questions that I ask myself. Well, the why that they would want to back the date from 7/22, okay, let's just say I went on 7/22 to 7/15, is that I filed for benefits on 4/18, and they only have so many days to get me, by law, to go see a physician. And I think it's 60 days. And so this 6/15 puts them, because I filed on April 18th of 22, this puts them right at that 60-day mark instead of whenever I really went to my first appointment, which was on 7/22. And these were all the people that were involved. It's totally bad faith, man. I mean, this sucks. Nobody told me. Nobody. Okay, so this is the copy that I would have gotten, which I don't honestly I don't remember getting this either. But like on that other version, my claim specialist Dominique, Dr. Black, and M&W were CC'd on it. I wasn't CC'd on that one, but I am CC'd on this one. And if you notice though, that this version doesn't have a diagnosis associated with it, like how this other version had. Right here. And it's like this because this was highlighted. This was highlighted on the photo, but it's got this diagnosis right here, right? But like on my version, which was just 3 days later, right? I guess she makes this one a couple days later. It doesn't have a diagnosis on it. So It's just shady, man. It's just shady stuff. But I, honestly, I've given this a lot of thought, like, because obviously this was changed. I mean, I didn't write 515 and 22. I didn't write that. And this is where I'm supposed to be only writing. I mean, it's total BS, right? And oh well, just real quick about this change of physician of record. All right, obviously this isn't my handwriting. Obviously, it's way too neat and stuff. It's somebody that's got good handwriting. This does look like my handwriting. Okay, I'll give them that. But what I don't like about this is I feel like this could be like a combination of other things or something. Because it's like, why wouldn't I put my phone number in here, right? And they're saying that this is a change of physician of record, but it's like, who was on the record before? Like, there's no, see, like, from and then to there. So that's one thing that, like, I would have asked, or I just feel like I would have asked that, and it's just like, obviously I didn't fill out this section, and I sure as hell didn't do it at May 15th of 22, and I don't know. I'd have to read more about this bottom section, but none of this is filled out. Which doesn't surprise me. A lot of my shit isn't filled out, but so they're saying that I moved, but I moved from where? I mean, this is my first address on file. This is the first address that I have, and it's saying that, like, I moved. Well, then where did I move to, right? If this is my first address and they're saying that I moved, then wouldn't I have like a new address on file then? Stupid. But yeah, so I don't know. It just strikes me as shady. It's just shady stuff. And then I didn't sign in the way that I know I didn't sign it with this law firm in the month of May is because I had the emails where they're inviting me over to go send their shit at their office in Dayton. This Hawkman, and I still have those emails where Hawkman's sending me over to their office, and I believe that we met up like on the 15th or 16th of June, and this thing's dated for May. It's stupid, man. And so obviously somebody changed this, and I I thought about it a while, and I personally think that whoever changed these dates on this, meant to put a 6/15 of 22, because that's whenever they wanted to backdate this appointment to. Well, it wasn't even, it wasn't, they wanted for this appointment to look like it happened on 6/15, not 5/15. So obviously whoever changed this wasn't on the same page or something, but yeah, these have definitely been altered, is what I'm getting at. Like this date thing definitely altered. The fact that I initialed here for some things that I had marked out, and then for somebody to mark this out and then to not initial it, I mean, that's just uncharacteristic of this document, right? Oh, look, right here. Were you referred to our office by anyone? My lawyer. So, which would have been, I signed up with that law firm right around this said 1 month from when you see this date right here. It was 30 days after, because I signed up with them in the middle of June 15th is whenever I really signed with them. There wasn't no May nothing, but yeah. So it's just shady stuff. This is that crap I went through with these people, man. This is crazy. How far they're willing to go just to suppress claims off of state funds. Wild. But yeah. So these have been altered too, along with my other ones. But this is the only my initial appointment paperwork with Dr. Black, and was Also, the only real appointment that that I ever did with him. Like I said, on that second one, he basically told me that he told me this stuff right here. He told me essentially this stuff. That it was been withdrawn. He didn't say anything about Bobby, but it was in hearing status and that his hands were tied. You know, so yep. So on my initial physical therapy paperwork, obviously it's not signed, and it also, there's no signature here, right? But up here, it says electronically signed by provider not in system at 5:27 at just around 1 p.m. So, I mean, that's pretty shady. So, this is page 2 of 80 pages that was sent by Tina Woodward Donaldson. It's right here at the very top. Tina Woodward Donaldson on May 10th of 22, page 2 of 80. And this is another thing I don't like about this is that so it's got a from, but it didn't say where it's going. There's no to. I've always thought that was kind of shady. So I've looked at a lot of these things at the top of these pages, there's a lot of my records have them, and I'll study them, and this is one of the very few things I see that didn't have a to. Like, okay, so it's from, so where did it go? Anyways, obviously it went to the Central Office of Medical Claims, and I looked up this 30 West Spring Street, and that's the BWC building. So it's like the Bureau of Workers' Compensation. And 3 days after this date's whenever they changed my my injury location. All right, so here's another version of that. I guess it's called like a request for medical services reimbursement or recommendation for additional conditions. Anyways, the diagnosis says low back, which is untrue. And I told you that after my first appointment with him, which I think it was on 6/22 is whenever I went. Sometime between 6/22 and 6/24 is whenever this thing went down. But whenever I went to that second appointment, like a month later, in July, I didn't even go to the back. Like, he just told me that he couldn't help me while unless my claim was essentially accepted, and his hands were tied. And so that was that, and I walked out. But what I don't like about this one is that none of the bottoms filled out on this one. Look at it. I mean, everything from here down is missing. Like, none of it. There's no MCO name. There's no nothing. Like, what the hell? Yeah, it says it was faxed at 6/22. I don't know where all the pages are, but I don't know. I kind of question everything. Just because I've just found too many, anomalies. Wish I could see the attachment. Yeah. So here's something else that I found in my file. And this is apparently from Dr. Black on June 15th of 2022. I already know that that's not the date. And here's another thing is I feel like because I have some other forms that I found where like you see where it says, strain muscle of fascia tendon or whatever, lower back. I feel like that, and I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like stuff like that like why is it typed in? Like I feel like this sheet, shouldn't have things that are like from the computer in it. I don't know, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe he does this and then prints it out and then signs it essentially, possibly. But I just feel like this sheet, shouldn't have any pre. I feel like he would have to I feel like this form should be, is originally blank, and then they just hand right in. But what do I know? But let's go over it. So, yeah, low back. Okay, that's fucking shit. But clinical findings, reference to the writing of the findings below. Any updates? It says yes. Injured worker is progressing slower than expected, and it says, I guess, see notes. And then below it, right over here, it says maximum medical improvement. Updates, yes. It says MMI is a treatment thing which no fundamental physiological change can be expected within a reasonable has this work injury, occupational disease reached maximum medical improvement based on the definition above. So he says no, and undetermined. Huh. Okay, this is something else too. It says right underneath that, it says note, an injured worker may need supportive treatment to maintain his or her function after reaching MMI. Thus, periodic medical treatment may still be provided and requested. Okay. And then vocational rehab says no. Oh, any updates? Yes. He said no. If no, please explain why and provide recommendations to help the injured worker return to employment. But there's no explanation. There's nothing there. That's great. I don't know. I guess this is kind of janky too. You see how there's like two lines right here? Look at that. You see how there's two lines? I feel like that's like a typo or something. Right? Could be wrong. Just looks janky to me. Okay. That's it. Okay, so here's like the cover sheet for that form that we just looked at. And it was sent on 6/22. But one thing that kind of gets me is that if this is the cover sheet, right, where he's telling them, Jessica and Cabrina, which I had two nurse case managers with this company right here, Minutemen Ohio Comp, is that I don't know. It has from where I guess he sent it to whoever the hell this is. At 11:14 in the morning, and then Minutemen Ohio comp receives it on 6/22 at 8:30 p.m. Working late to falsify my shit. I'll say that. Good job. And whatever this is. So it was in the medical repository on 6/22 at 11:14:25 at 11:14 a.m. I don't know what's a medical repository. What is that? I don't know. All right. So this is just another thing that I found, but it's from my nurse case manager, Jessica W., with Minutemen Ohio comp. These people. I'm just gonna let anybody know. I mean, I'm telling you, if you get Jessica W., which is apparently a registered nurse working up in Ohio as a nurse case manager, look out, because this lady is very dangerous. So, but it's dated for 6/24 of 22. It's going to Dr. Black. I don't know, there's nothing checked here, which is weird. Fax is confidential, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I went up here to try to read or figure out something. I don't know. I don't really know what this lettering means up here at the top. Here's a really good a good example of my nurse case manager. She says it right here. She says, after review of the claim is only allowed for low back lumbar, which is total BS. It says so right here it says the date of injury was 10/25 of 21, and the injured worker returned to work full duty on 10/26/21. That's not true. On 10/6/21 that's the morning that I told my foreman that my back was bothering me from yesterday, because when I rolled out of bed that following morning, I still felt like something was going through me. So that's whenever I told Les. So that's that first sentence right there isn't true. And continued to work full duty until his termination. That also not true. That's not true at all. They had me light limited duty after I went to that medical appointment on December 9th of 2021. They had me light limited duty for the rest of that month up until Christmas break. And then whenever I came back, they told me that, I had to go back to full duty or I was going to be replaced. And I didn't want to lose my job because I was, it was right after the holidays. Hell, I was broke. Until the and continue to work full duty until the termination of employer/employee relationship on 1/23 of 22. So this whole thing is incorrect, because I did get fired at the end of January, but it wasn't on the 23rd. I got fired on the 25th, and then 2 days later they let me come back. But really, I was ultimately terminated on the 29th, because I worked the 25th. I was gone for 2 days, so I came back the 27th. So I worked the 27th, the 28th, and then they called me into the office around noon on the 29th, which was a Saturday, if I remember correctly. And so, yeah, this whole paragraph right there is messed up. And then it says right here, please provide the medical documentation and rationale supporting to support the Medco 14 disabling injured worker from all work 6/15/22 to 7/15/22 as the date of loss for this soft tissue injury is almost 8 months ago. It should be resolved. I agree with part of that, and is that it should have been resolved, and I wish it was. Trust me. But I mean, really what I'm seeing is that she's saying, hey, look, please provide medical documentation that this, went from 6/15 instead of, 6/22 or, whatever. She's basically saying backdate it, to 6/15. That's kind of what I'm getting out of it. At this time, we respectfully request that you consider a full duty release for your patient by addressing the allowed conditions and mandated national guidelines as the injured worker shall be able to return to work, which he doesn't do. So he did put me light limited duty, which, like I said, Dr. Derek Black, I mean, he was a good physical therapist, I wish that my MCO, I wish that like the BWC or my MCO or this Jessica chick or Cabrina chick or whatever these fucking nurse case managers, medical case managers, I wish that they would have done better by me, because they're sitting here saying that the claim is only allowed for this low back, and it's just like, look, that wasn't my narrative. That wasn't where I was. That wasn't where I was saying I was injured. Like, I would have put that on my first report of injury. I would have put my lower back if I was hurt there. I didn't put my lower back on that form. For no reason. I put my upper back, on that form because that's where I was experiencing pain from my workplace injury. And, they know that. I mean, it's just, I didn't even know who the hell this lady was whenever all this shit was going on, so, whatever. This should be noted, so, whenever my nurse case manager changed, Jessica, she changed my, my injury location from upper back, which is where I had it, to lower back, which is the narrative that they needed. It says, it shows this right here, this, this medical release form, right? And, from Hockman and Plunkett. Well, this is that same form, right? See this form? But this is that same form, and I've already proven that this is not my electronic signature. And so by her sending this, whatever this form is, whatever this signature right here is associated with, is fraudulent, because that's not how I sign my name. And furthermore, that code on the bottom is not associated to my, that's not my, my special code or my, individual code or whatever that's associated with my e-signature. So that was one of the first things I checked. Is I went on to, whenever I first saw this crap, and I'm like, dude, I write out my last name. That's stupid. And that's one of the first things I did, though, is I went to my e-signature thing and looked at the, because every account does have a code, and I looked at it, and of course it wasn't this, this DFCB, whatever, it wasn't that, so, yeah. It's just a little bit of medical fraud for you. little bit of third party medical fraud. So, just a second ago, I was complaining about, because I feel like this Medco 14, it doesn't have pre-filled out things. Like, you see how this stuff is typed in, right? And these X's are like, it looks like it's all done on a computer. Well, I found another one. I guess like the next one. And it does have some things that are typed in. Oh, shoot. It does have some things that are typed in, right? But, and then again, but look, if you look right here, like on Maximum Medical, see where it says undetermined, check yes or no, check yes or no. I mean, he's clearly doing all this shit by hand. See notes, right? He checks it up there. Well, on this one, all that shit's already done. Look, it's already checked up on top. C notes is typed in, right? Undetermined is typed in. It's like, why is this one typed in and this one isn't? Right? It's just shady. It's just totally shady. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't like that though, Well, this is on my second appointment with Dr. Black and on his treatment plan. So it was on the second appointment I had with him was on 7/12, and that's that one where, he basically told me this right here. He said he will remain off work. He's going through the appeals process to get his claim allowed. I cannot explain, or I explained to him that that the MCO will not address any treatment requests while his claim is in hearing status. I don't even know if that's freaking legal, man. Like, to just deny somebody, while it's going through the hearing process, sounds a little extreme. But, I think it's a testimony to this guy that, that he's willing to say that. And he also says right here, he says the findings cannot possibly be produced by natural progression of pre-existing conditions or aging. In conclusion, the reported injury more likely than not is causing the current symptoms and findings. Okay, so, and then he goes on to say, records and accept the findings, home care, ice for 20 minutes, to the examined area. Look at this, see the examined area, bilateral mid-back. So that, hey, that could be my thoracic region, in my opinion, right? I like that mid-back. See how it says mid-back? Because I was talking about the middle of my back. Jessica, or whatever, fucking MCO I had during this time. But no, I mean, he was a, I could tell that he wanted to fix me, shit, a lot more than I could say for the damn VA. Bunch of damn criminals. So on May 10th of 2022, it's just sad, man. But apparently I was, somebody called me. It looks like Brenda Sunderland called me because my evil ass nurse practitioner, Angie Stotler's directive. Anyways, it says right here, you can pause this thing and read it if you want, but it says right here, it says, he states, "You all don't understand how much pain I am in, and I will keep asking until I get imaging to see what is wrong." Because I wanted an MRI. I'm like, look, if these x-rays that I just did, which was supposed to be on like 5/2, if they're not showing anything, then like if x-rays aren't showing anything and I'm still in a lot of pain, and the x-ray technician said that I should probably go get an MRI if the x-rays aren't showing anything and I'm still in pain and physical therapy isn't helping, then the next step is to get MRIs. And it's like, I'm not stupid, I understand that. And she's over here like, this is so stupid. It says like right here, which she's basically saying that chronic pain can be worsened with anxiety, depression, and stress. Yeah, no shit, lady. Whenever you're fucking patient, you're gonna be under those kinds of things and in a lot of pain. It's fucking dumbass. Verbalize good understanding, plan of care. He has his mental health appointment, transfer patient to dental. But yeah, it's just, I'm fucking begging this lady to help me. Oh yeah, and she can't process, look at this, so she can't process anymore, unable to process more medical massage at this time because it's completed. And the entire time I was complaining about pain between my shoulders, And this fucking lady, Angie Stotler, is gonna literally, send these people diagnoses of, low back. It's disgusting. Absolutely derelict of duty, like fraud, bad faith, negligence. Like, this is the epitome of negligence. All right, we got several issues with this page, and I'm just gonna tell y'all, I did not fill out this page. I've never seen this page except for, whenever I was getting my medical files and stuff. And so I'm just going to go over all the issues that I have with this. And there's a lot. So this 1025 of 22. This is my physical therapy initial, evaluation. Okay. And it says scanning on base at, May 25th of 22 at 23:59, which is literally 11:59. It's a minute before midnight. That's shady. The author's name of this, so now it's like the author, the doctor's name is scanning on base, or on base scanning. Outstanding. That didn't sound fake at all. And then it says here that it was filed at almost 1:00 on the 27th, which on that other form, it says that my physical therapy paperwork was signed by somebody who's like not in the system or something. Says something along that. So that could be this Sonia Harper lady, but it has the date of service. Again, it says that apparently I did, my initial physical therapy at midnight. That's so stupid. That's so retarded. So I'm just going there at like fucking midnight and getting in my physical therapy now, And then the editor, it's like it's got a fake editor name, I did figure out what this BSMH means, and that's Bond Secures Mercy Health, but I don't know what the rest of this crap means. This is like, y'all, this is what fraud looks like. And then another thing that I don't like about this is it has a print date of 5/23 of 22, right? So why was this printed out 2 days before, Angie? that's one thing. I don't know. There's a lot of dates on here. 25th, 27th, 23rd. Y'all, this is fraud. And when did my pain begin? It says 12 years ago. That's not true. I wouldn't have ever put that. And I didn't fill out this form. So, or if I did, then it's been epically altered. I mean, but anyway, so another thing is, look, if you look like right here in the middle of this page, there's just like a missing square. Look at that. It's totally missing. It's like totally missing something right here. You see that? That's weird. Right? You can kind of see like where something was like right here, I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't know how this fraud thing works. I'm still trying to learn about that. But yeah, no author type, well, oh yeah, what kind of service was it? Yeah, we're not gonna put that on this shit. But my first dead giveaway was the signature. This is totally stupid. This is not what my goddamn signature looks like. Motherfucker with a crayon holding it, whole-handed, looks like did this shit. This is not my signature. This is not anything even. This is a bad fake, hands down. And then, so how there's a section missing here. The dumbasses, whenever they were, I guess, erasing shit or something, they look at that. So they took out part of the date line. You see, like, where the date line right here is missing, right? So yeah, that was kind of a dead giveaway. And then also, if because like I've been studying this crap, if the 5 kind of has like the same thing that Dr. Black's had, where it looks like there was something there before, right? See how like there's like a little thing at the top of this 5 right here? And my stuff from, my physical therapy stuff, this is physical therapy for the VA, essentially, which was at Lima Hospital. But the physical therapist that I saw, a month after this, essentially, in for the BWC, it did the same crap, so yeah, but this isn't from me. This is stupid. This is not anything that this is fraud, y'all. This fucking signature is trash. Here's another thing. So I did my initial on 5/25, and that was at Lima. And then I guess for my second physical therapy appointment, which is, if I remember correctly, it was the same thing like Dr. Black. Like, I went to my initial, and then on the next appointment, if I remember correctly, it was on this date, on 6/3, that they discharged me. And yeah, so I didn't even do physical therapy on that second one. The first, on 5/25, I did do physical therapy with somebody. But then I went to this, they called me, they said, it's going to be at this new location. But I went on 6/3, I remember going, and then they were like, yeah, you're no longer a patient or something. I can't exactly remember, basically it was the same thing like which happened with Dr. Black, was that, that he couldn't, I wasn't a patient, or they couldn't see me or whatever. And it says right here, patient was discharged from physical therapy services at this time. See last notes details related to results of therapy and goal achievement. Reason for discharge, attendance. But I went to this appointment. I remember going, and they, and then also it's like, so if they discharge me, then why did they even these fucking people are so stupid, they forget their own fucking lies, I guess, because, this one's dated for 6/3. So, essentially, this should have been the last, physical therapy that I did. But these dumbasses, I have another one that's for, 5 days after this, 5, 6, that was on 6/7 or 6/8. But I have a third appointment, where they use, the paperwork from the first, appointment, because 100% it was altered. But yeah, so they shouldn't have even had a third date of 6/7/22. If I'm no longer getting services. So it's just stupid, man. These fucking people are out of there. So Dr. Janka or whatever was the first chiropractor I ever saw. I went to his appointment on April 21st, 2022. And I wanted to make this to show y'all that, look, I mean, my provisional diagnosis is pain in the thoracic spine, and for these people to have me go to that initial and then falsify the paperwork and then use it against me, it's just disgusting, man. I'm telling you, what these people did is fucking stupidly. If they would have just done right by me, I would have been back to work, no doubt, in 2022. But here I am in 2024, and my symptoms are way worse. This is stupid. I mean, dude, I'm just a guy that wanted to get better. I don't care if I was hurt at work or not. Like, I just, I don't give a shit where I was hurt at this point. I wanted to fucking heal and get good medical, and that shit did not happen. There's no excuse for this. To have a correct provisional diagnosis and then turn fucking low back shit into, a third party carrier? Huh. Duty to assist, y'all. Fucking Google that, man. This is stupid. Fucking just pisses me off. This, right after I filed on April 18th at 22, this is the first thing I ever received from the Bureau of Workers' Compensation in Ohio was this. And they have a BWC specialist of LEMF, LEMF. Yeah, look out if you get that BWC specialist. And, they don't, my MCO's name is Minutemen Ohio Comp. It's like, it's just, I ended up finding, their names were like Jessica and Cabrina and, whatever, right? But, it's like, I didn't even know about this process. And also, if you call the BWC and you ask for Lim F, there is, because I did like a long time ago, right? Kind of, during the time that this was all going on, right? And I have this card, and I didn't know dick about anything else. I didn't know what I was up against for sure. And I asked for Lim F, and the lady she was like, yeah, there's no such person here. And I was like, what the hell? Yeah. So this is quote unquote a copy of my first report of injury, and I think that it's been altered, okay, or it was redone without me, and I have a few reasons for that. There's some things on here that are totally true, but there are other things that stand out to me that I just don't, jive with. And this is the first one right off the bat, my signature spot, right? So it says BWC user, right? Uh, which I'm not a BWC user. It says my initials GCB, okay, as an electronic signature, which I know can be faked, or whatever. But the thing that stands out to me about this, it took until I filed another first report of injury. So after the 1 out of 4 hearings I went to in 2022, they had totally denied the claim, and I didn't have any. I had no nothing. I mean, I couldn't appeal. All my appeals were exhausted, and so what a lady said is at the Industrial Commission, she said, "Look, if I were you, I would just file a whole nother first report of injury, and we'll deny it, but it'll at least give you an opportunity to go in front of a hearing officer and explain, that you want to re-adjudicate, this 2022 claim because, because of basically, all your evidence. They had the wrong location. You would also just recently gotten, your MRI approved and the results and, yada, yada, right? And so when I signed that form, it doesn't say BWC user, GCB. It's totally different, And so that just, right. Like, why would it be totally different, than this? And so that kind of strikes me as odd. But it does say mid upper back, pulled muscles, limiting mobility. I thought that the original said mid upper back between shoulder blades, but whatever. Another thing that is wrong that I don't like about this form is I kind of like, man, I really do. I specifically remember on my original form, though, because it's like, why would I put, if I notified my employer the morning after I was injured, okay, then why would I wouldn't put my date of loss that I notified, my employer on my date of loss if I did it the following day. And I remember putting in 10/26 of 21. Like, so the fact that this date is wrong is a red flag, because, I mean, I kind of remember putting in the 26th, but whatever. And then and then here's another thing right here. It says, that we work Sundays. We didn't work Sundays. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just that whole thing just kind of rubs me the wrong way. And then also some of my employer's information, like, okay, like whenever I was filing this thing, I do remember like using my phone or something I went on to their website, MNW's website, and that's where I haven't even checked this phone number, but that's where I remember going onto their website and looking at their, like their main office number, and then they had a fax number, and then I remember like filling out everything in this section, everything, and including their address and everything. And it's just like not everything is filled out, in here. You know, I remember putting an address. I remember putting in an email and a fax number, you know. So, yeah. But this right here is the biggest giveaway, really. It's like BWC user. Come on now. It's fucking stupid. I'm not a BWC user. So in 2022, there were 4 hearings total, and this one is the only one that I went to. I only went to 1 hearing out of all my hearings in 2022. It's crazy. But apparently it was on 7/28 of 2022 at 9 a.m. That's it. This is the only one. I don't know what that stamp is there for. I don't know if that's the day that they mailed it to me, or I don't know what that means, but yeah, Hockman and Plunkett completely dropped the ball, man. Epic failure. Sucks. Well, I'll say this is that they, whenever they decided to alter my, my paperwork and, backdate the agreement between, me and my law firm that was representing me. I mean, look, my first hearing, and the only hearing that I went to in 2022 was in July 28th, 22, okay, was the date of the hearing. And by Hockman and Plunkett. Now, take note, though. Look at this on the top. Updated through Icon 7/25 of 22 at 1:18 p.m. And so I guess, that could have been the time where they updated all this stuff. And then so now the hearing officer is looking at, information that is incorrect. Which is why, whenever he gave his, I don't know what you call it. I don't have one in front of me, but like his his opinion on, after your hearing, you get this thing. It'll come out, a couple days later, week later, whatever, of the hearing officer's opinion, whether or not allowed or disallowed, or it's basically like a synopsis. And what he concluded was, wrong. I mean, totally wrong. Totally wrong on a lot of things. And, if these hearing officers are getting bad information, I could totally feel for them. But, this is a bad deal that I'm a part of.